Now that you are in a deep trance, I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine that you are standing at the end of a long room. The floor is covered in a soft carpet, and the walls have a cool but ultimately forgettable design on them. The reason that you are here is to have fun getting to the other side of the room, aid coming in the form of potions that will change and augment your form to help you progress. So, walk forwards and see how there is a wall blocking your way. It has a rough texture on it like that of tree bark, and between it and you there is a silver potion. Knowing that it is required for you to get past this wall, you walk over to the potion and drink it. As soon as the first drop of it goes down your throat, you feel your finger and toenails changing, shifting forwards and becoming stronger as they take on the hooked shape of claws. Simultaneously, your entire body becomes stronger, granting you the strength needed to use your claws to climb the wall in front of you. You approach it, and sink your foreclaws into it. It feels satisfying as they tear through and sink into the wall. You pull yourself up a bit and then dig your feet into the wall, feeling that satisfying sensation once more as they sink into it. Then, you start to climb up the wall, raising your right hand and foot, planting them back in the wall, and then doing the same with your left hand and foot. You do this over and over again, and before you know it, you're pulling yourself over the top of the wall. Once you're up, you see two long balance beams in front of you suspended above a deep foam pit. On the other side, there is another platform that is clearly where you need to go, and on your side, there is a ladder that leads up from the pit. Off to the side there is a neon green potion. However, you decide to try this part of the course since it seems like it might be doable without the potion. Arms stretched out for balance, you start to make your way across the first beam. It's difficult, but you manage to get to the end of it and start to prepare to jump to the second. But as you do, you lose balance and fall into the pit below. You land in the pit, your head being buried several feet down it, making it take you a few seconds to figure out which way is up as you are surrounded by foam cubes and spheres, your claws constantly catching on them. Once you've orientated yourself, you make your way up and half walk half swim over to the ladder. You grab onto it, and pull any of the foam shapes that are still stuck to your claws off before you climb out of the pit. Once you're at the top again, you immediately drink the neon green potion, not wanting to fall back down any more times than you have to. This one makes you grow a nice long cat tail, the neon green fur that coats it being the same color as the potion. You aren't really sure how it will help you as it gently sways behind you, but once you step onto the balance beam you find that it is much easier to balance. You don't even need to hold your arms out as you casually walk to the end of the first beam, your tail moving without a thought to keep you perfectly balanced. You aren't even worried as you brace your legs to jump to the next beam, landing gracefully as you start to walk across it, the beam swaying slightly below you. In a few moments you've reached the end of the balance beam, and only need to make the final jump to the platform. You leap, but the beam sways more than you expected it to and you only manage to get your arms onto the platform. You desperately claw at it as you slide back, hoping to stop your momentum. Right before you fall into the pit, the claws of your right hand catch on the edge of the platform and stop you from falling. Wasting no time, you quickly grab onto the platform with your left hand and start to pull yourself up. Once you're back on your feet, you see a wall in front of you with a large hole cut into it, more than big enough for you to get through. However, this hole is occupied by a massive steel block that blocks your way. Attached to it, there is a long rope that is held close to the ground by steel loops. However, the last foot and a half of it is free, but a knot prevents you from pulling it through and out of the loop. You also notice a potion nearby, this one being neon green like the last one, but also somewhat transparent. There doesn't appear to be any consequence for failing this challenge, so you try and pull on the rope. Unfortunately, the low rope prevents you from getting in a good position and you barely manage to move it before you feel completely exhausted. Knowing that there is no practical way for you to move this obstacle as you are, you walk over to the potion and drink it. And when you do, you feel your face stretching out to form a long muzzle, neon green fur growing on it as your teeth become as sharp as daggers. At first you're confused as to how this muzzle will help you pull the rope, but then you get an idea. You go over to the rope and get down on all fours, then picking up the rope in your mouth. You dig your claws into the ground and pull back. The rope starts to move back as you manage to move the block. It still takes a lot of effort, and you have to stop a few times to catch your breath, but before long the block is no longer blocking you and you walk through the hole in the wall to take on the next challenge. On the other side, you see yet another potion, this one deep blue, as well as a pool of some yellowish liquid that stretches across the room, a strong chemically smell coming from it. You have a feeling that while not dire or harmful, the consequences of trying this challenge unprepared would be very undesirable, so you just go over to the potion and drink it. This one makes you feel cool as deep blue scales form on your body, your hair and fur not seeming to be affected by it. Coated in scales, you cautiously lower one of your feet into the pool of liquid that you must cross. It feels warm, but not hot or painful. It only takes a few seconds for you to cross the pool and move on to the next, and last, challenge. Here, you see that you are once again on a platform over a foam pit, the height of the pit and the depth of the foam being much deeper than the first one. Also, the walls of the pit seem to be too smooth for you to claw your way up. Above the pit, there appears to be various obstacles for a flying creature. However, you see no potion nearby that could make you one. If you have been here before and did not complete this obstacle, you will find that it has not changed. However, if you did complete it, you will find that a new and even more difficult one has taken its place. Now, taking a closer look at your surroundings, you notice what might just be a potion in the foam pit. Not seeing any other option, you take a running jump into the pit. As you fall, you feel a strong wind blowing towards the starting side of the pit, and you painlessly slam into the wall behind you. Fortunately for you, it is made of some sort of material that absorbs all of your impact. Landing in the foam pit, you take a few moments to orientate yourself before surfacing, finding the potion to be right next to you. The liquid in this one is a mix of deep blue and neon green. You drink it, and find yourself growing 2 sets of wings, with some of the feathers being neon green while the other ones are deep blue. The first set of wings are simply feathers along your arms, barely capable of flight but helpful for precise control. The second set is on your back, like that of an angel. They serve as a counterpart to your other wings, their strength allowing for easy flight, but their shape not granting fine control. With your wings having grown, you flap your powerful angelic ones and quickly fly out of the pit, finding that there is no wind at this side of it, making returning to the start of this challenge easy. Now, know that the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they are a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it to be even slightly addicting. And with all of that out of the way, I shall leave you. You will remain here until either you wish to leave, half an hour has passed in the real world, or you complete this challenge. If you are inexperienced in flight, you will find that intuition will allow you to fly free from the pit, so long as you're near the wall at the start where the wind doesn't blow. However, you will find that this special intuition won't aid you at other times, for flight is something that you must learn yourself. And now it is time to go, so goodbye, my winged friend, and have fun.